everybody. Welcome to CastleConvos, where every week we invite you to join our Disney group chat. I'm Margo.
And I'm Ashley.
I'm Savannah.
And
we are not in the parks right now. God, one day it's going to be so satisfying to
say
be
that
like,
we are.
and we are in the parks right now.
I
Remember
know.
last week when I said 2 weeks from now?
Yeah.
We're getting closer.
We can't, that's not, she's starting rumors, but that's not happening.
Starting
I'm thinking
rumors.
like February, March. It can't be January for reasons she knows.
And for monetary reasons, everyone should know.
That's true.
Christmas is over. And also other things.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy
Woo!
New Year.
I haven't seen you since last year.
2025. Wow. How was your holiday?
Let me know in the chat.
Cool.
Great.
Cool.
Love to hear
Ours
that.
too. All right, let's get right along with the premises.
All right.
Who wants to go first? I'm going to do a really specific one.
All right. Maybe
Who
you
do
should
I
go
ask?
first.
Yeah, you go first.
I ask you?
You can ask whoever you want.
Okay. All right. You just walked into Animal Kingdom. It is day 3 of your trip.
Ooh, that is specific.
You're tired. Your feet hurt.
Sure.
That's true.
You are hungry, but you also want to like take a little break. Quiet spot. Where are you going?
Okay. So, the last time we were there, we were on our way to Dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
And it was early morning. Park was empty. You know Animal Kingdom. It's just kind of like, if you get there early enough, like nobody's around.
Right.
It was like cool out. I can remember the smell because it was like damp ground, cool out, but like sunny. So it was going to get hot and humid. And we went to go get breakfast, and we went to this little stand kind of near Flame Tree Barbecue.
Right
next to it.
Yeah. And there was this like the most
called
magical.
I love Java.
I forget it every time, and then she says it, and I'm like, duh. I love Java. And we got like these breakfast biscuits. It's like cheddar cheese, eggs, biscuit,
Yeah,
the
sausage,
works.
yeah.
Sausage, basic coffee, and they had like juices, and I was like, oh, what kind of juice do you have? And she was like, oh my god, have you ever heard of Pog juice? And now in the back of my head, if you've been following along,
heard of
yeah.
Pog juice?
If you've been following along, you know that I've heard of Pog juice
And been haunted by it.
But she was being so sweet, and so I was like, oh my gosh, no, that sounds so good. And she was like, let me get you a sample. And I'm like, her sample was a full-size cup, and it was so sweet of her.
So
And
nice.
like, shout out wherever you are for just starting our morning off with such like angelic presence. It was so sweet. So we get our stuff. I take my Pog juice. We sit in this little seating area behind it that we found. And there was nobody around. It was just like us having breakfast and drinking Pog juice on ice. Better on ice. Fun fact.
Really good on ice. If you add a little vodka, but it would be even better.
Rum. Anyway,
Rum.
it's Animal Kingdom. We don't drink vodka there. We drink rum.
Sorry.
But yeah, that's what I would want. I want that breakfast sandwich. I want coffee, iced preferably.
And you're going to sit in that spot?
in that spot.
Which that spot was the Flame Tree Barbecue like seating area, but there was no one there yet, so
Just birds.
it was just us and birds.
It was really nice.
It was really sweet.
And then I'm going to walk around and enjoy the decorations because I just love the decor in Animal Kingdom. I love like the Nepal stuff, like when you hit like Africa and like the flags. I just love
It's all good.
I love it
Very good.
so much.
All right.
So that's what I'm doing.
Cool.
Good.
Love.
You, Margo,
Mm-hmm.
you're just finishing up your midday nap alone
Love
because
that.
no, I'm not. You're not
Because
alone.
what
It's
the
fine.
hell?
Because what the hell?
Oh,
You're in the hotel. You're
Mhm.
all ready to go back out. You
Okay.
have a park hopper.
Mm.
What? And you're getting kind of peckish.
Yeah.
Where are you going to eat? Anywhere in the parks, in a big restaurant. Don't think about money.
Mm.
Where are you going to sit down and have a dinner, or not sit down and have
You know
dinner?
what's crazy is I am gonna go to Steakhouse 71, and that's crazy to say because you did say no money to worry about it,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to.
So good.
So I am going to Steakhouse 71, which is
That's-
in the basement of the Contemporary Hotel, and it is not. I don't want to say not decorated because it is decorated. It is very like much there for like really good food, and like everyone dresses nice, which is very cool. But the restaurant itself, like the vibe of it is like big open airplane hangar. Like it's not like cozy. It's not like rich with decor, but the food is amazing, and especially the burger. So I am gonna go to Steakhouse 71 by my little old self, and I'm gonna go get that
Where
big fat
were you?
burger.
I said she was alone.
She said I was alone. I'm gonna get that big fat burger. I'm probably gonna sit just at the bar because there's actually more vibes at the bar than
Lounge
like
space,
sitting in the dining room. I'm getting the burger, and I'm gonna have the best time ever eating it, and then I'll come find you guys after that. But that's my little
That sounds
solo.
so fun.
It's just like really high quality like meat, the way that they make the patty, and then they have like really delicious like sauces and stuff.
Okay.
So like when we went, we got steaks because we were on our honeymoon, so we were like, screw it, run the card. So we got steaks, and then we also got like
A sauce sampler.
yeah, because
It was $6.
because she was like, I want this one, and I was like, can I try this one? And
He
our
was like,
our lovely waiter was like, you know, you can get a sampler of all 3 of the like sauces we have for your steaks, and it's like $6, and you can just add it. And I was like,
it was awesome.
that please,
Ashley,
thank you
it
so
was
much.
awesome.
That please.
There was a green peppercorn sauce. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Saucy girl.
There
It
was a
sounds magic.
chimichurri that
It
was
was
really good.
Did you say chimney churri?
No,
Because
I
it would be
didn't.
so cute.
Chimney curry, chimney churry.
Chimney churri.
I'm actually mad they haven't called it that yet, but no, there's a chimichurri, a peppercorn sauce, and something else.
More.
like
It was like
it
6
was like
sauces.
it was like an au jus,
Yeah,
like
there
a
was-
thin sauce. Oh
Ashley,
my god.
it was so good.
And like the fact that we love to sample things, and our waiter like saw that and was
Yes.
like, I will facilitate. That was amazing.
Quick side note: if you get married at Disney World, be prepared to be prepared.
Cut that.
No, don't cut that.
Cut that for comedy.
Leave that in. Be prepared to have a cupcake show up wherever you are
At any
seated
time.
at any given time.
If you're wearing the married pin,
you are going to be getting a
Donuts.
cupcake.
beignets,
Yes.
cupcakes, chips. I mean, like anything.
By the time we were done and we were leaving, we were like,
not another
cupcake. And it's just like the sweetest thing in the entire
Yes.
universe.
And, like,
literally, we got balloons, cupcakes,
Yeah.
beignets.
Yeah.
So get
Everyone
married
is
at
so
Disney World.
sweet to you about it, and like the cast members, you can tell in their eyes they're so excited to see that
And
pin.
they're gonna get to give it
And
to
they
you.
get to give it to you, and they're like, "I'm so happy for you," and they
Yeah.
mean it. It is
Yeah.
so freaking sweet. I love
that
it
happened
so
at
much.
Steakhouse 71, so that's
Yes.
why I brought it up. But
Yes, they
we'll
brought
get
us
into
a
the wedding
cupcake
stuff
afterwards.
in April.
Yes, our anniversary is in April, so
We'll talk all about it.
we'll go into deep dive.
We'll
into
talk
that.
about it from Ashley's perspective.
And I'll just be there.
No,
No,
it'll
it's
be
from her
great.
perspective. You were a guest.
I sure was.
Yeah, and what was it like to be a guest and all of that? We'll get into it soon, but
Yeah.
that's what I would do on my solo adventure.
Okay, that's a really good one.
really good burger. You should definitely go the next time. And burger is like more approachable price wise than a steak too. So if you're not feeling like spending as much, but you want really good food, that is obviously the best burger
on property.
on property in Disney World. Yeah, it's,
I believe it.
I do too.
it's so good. It's so good. All right, Savannah, I have a premise for you.
Okay.
All right, so it's day 2.
Okay.
It's the first morning that you're waking up.
Okay.
And we are headed to Hollywood Studios.
Love.
So how are you going to spend your morning in Hollywood Studios? I want to hear about vibe, I want to hear about rides, and I want to hear what you're doing for breakfast.
Okay. My vibe, very happy because I love Hollywood Studios, specifically in the morning. I think it is like so magical and peaceful. I am going to Star Wars, which is kind of like a far walk, but I really want a Ronto wrap. The breakfast Ronto wrap
Yes.
is like my favorite thing, and I'm gonna get the coffee with the frickin'
The Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs in it. All right, I'm
Is
gonna
it
get
ice?
it.
Is
all
it a
right.
Cocoa Puff?
You're gonna play. Yeah, you're gonna play the game. Is it a nugget ice or is it Cocoa Puff?
I'm sorry, I want
Thanks,
it.
Keith.
It's delicious, and I'm gonna have that.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it might be a good time to get on Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah.
I-
Straight off the bat.
This is like, I feel like weird for me to say that I'm
Yeah.
gonna go there first, but I'm kind of feeling it. Like,
I love that.
it's peaceful, and like if you go early enough, you'll be chilling. And then
Mhm.
after Rise of the Resistance, you gotta exit by Muppet Vision, and that's where we're gonna go sit. Take a little after breakfast nappy nap.
Mhm.
Watch our little favorite show.
Mhm.
Watch our cutie baby bunny in the thing. What's his
Bean.
name? Bean.
Bean. Get the crap kicked out of him.
Yeah, so that's what I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
a good one,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I love a Ronto wrap. Oh my god.
I know. The
I'm
breakfast one's
Wait,
so
am I
good.
starving?
I am sitting here
Okay.
starving.
DoorDashing.
Ashley.
Ronto wrap.
We need to go. We need to
Let's go
figure out what we
now.
can.
I'm waiting on y'all.
Should we drive there now?
Drive?
We'll be there.
Okay, the
Whole
other
day
night
from now.
we were in the city
Mhm.
and Margo was driving home. Savannah was snoozing in the back seat, and,
Mhm.
and Margo goes, "If I turn right here, by morning we could be
In
Epcot."
Orlando.
And I'm like, well, first of all, I don't think that's true.
By morning?
We-
What time morning? 11:59
If I
morning?
go straight through from Chicago, that's like 15, 16 hours, isn't it?
That's not morning.
Well,
A
it'll be
night
mid-morning.
is an 8-hour
9
experience.
p.m., 15 hours. Yeah, we're in the afternoon. We're pushing afternoon.
But you did say it, and I was like,
Do it.
I
Do
know.
it. We
Could
could
you
just
imagine
buy
if
our
you-
clothes when we get there.
Could you imagine if you woke up, we were like in Tennessee, we're halfway there, and you were like, where are we
That would
going?
probably be one of the best surprises I've ever received. So.
Alright,
yeah.
mental note. We're tucking that away for later.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Except driving, hellish.
Hellish, but
yeah.
I don't mind. As long as I've got my sight set on the horizon, I'm good.
It's actually the drive home that probably is the worst.
I'll fly home. You guys can drive home.
Well, ditch our car. Bye. Pay for hotel parking? We've never.
We would not.
and I will never. I didn't even know the hotels have parking lots.
Yeah, and I do because we had to walk around it that one time.
Oh yeah, we did
yeah.
get. At the Polynesian, we did get kicked out.
Oh yeah, because the fire alarm went off.
We didn't get kicked out. They kicked everyone out.
We were eating in the Polynesian at dinner at Kona Cafe,
We
and we were like, normal food mid, and then the fire alarm went off, and they were like, hey, this isn't a drill, you have to leave. So we like left all of our dinners and got up and walked all the way out, and they closed the monorail stop. They wouldn't let any more monorails come that way.
I
And
can't remember
we were
if there was a real fire.
I think it was like contained quickly. It wasn't like, like a huge blaze. But the fire department came, like Orlando Fire Department and everything. So that was kind of wild too, because like you're such in a bubble, and then you see like a real fire truck from like a real town, and you're like, oh my god, other people live here. Like just like it was
not Mickey.
I know, it was so surreal to be like, that's a real firefighter. What the heck? And so we got kicked out of our dinner, and then we like didn't go back in because they wouldn't let us in for a long time.
We were hoping we'd get away with it for
Right,
free.
right. But
They ran our card.
Nah, they got you.
They got you on the reservation system, so they knew exactly how much you already bought.
So
So
we took an Uber back.
we took an Uber back to our car, so it just kind of broke the bubble for a minute, but that was a wild experience. I don't think a lot of people have seen that happen before.
Yeah.
But everything was fine. It wasn't a big
was
thing.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we wanted to talk to you guys today about our lore.
Our
And
lore.
specifically about our top 5 Disney movies, because I think that each one of us has a very different list. A very different list of like movies that have shaped our excitement for parks, our excitement for IP, what we really want to see. And so we thought we'd go through the list. I don't know if we want to just like do top 1s and then do top 2s.
My top 5 is not in order. I
okay.
did not
It's
place
not
it in
ranked.
order. I can just have a solid top 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine is ranked, but it
Okay,
could
then why don't
shift.
you do yours
It could
first if it's
shift.
ranked?
Do you want me to go through all 5?
Yeah.
All right, number 1, always and forever, is Hercules. I think it's the perfect movie. I think it's the perfect music. The fact that they're bringing a Broadway show of it to London and not here is sickening to me. And you guys are talking about going to the parks, and I am like, how do we get to London to go to it, because it's going to be there this summer. And
London is pretty close to Ireland.
And London's really close to Disneyland Paris.
yeah, that's true. And it's cheaper to fly into France than it is to fly into England. Anyways,
Different talk show.
different show. But the fact that it's being made into a stage show is everything I could have ever dreamed. So when it does come here, you better believe I will be flying wherever that is, if not London sooner.
Yeah.
Hercules is number 1 forever. My number 2 is actually Robin Hood, so we're repping today.
Woo!
I think he's perfect. I love the story of Robin Hood and like all of its iterations, but like that one really speaks to me, and I love the hand-drawn pencil. I think it's so beautiful. My number 3 is Mulan. Insert a clip of every Halloween and birthday party for like 6 years in a row as a kid where I was wearing her military uniform. I loved Mulan. It is something that speaks to like my identity now as a grown person in a way that I didn't even realize as a kid, but I just thought the music was great. And I love it. And it's probably the best outro song of any animated feature, 98 Degrees and Stevie Wonder. Are you kidding me? I mean, clearly it's written by Stevie Wonder, because 98 Degrees would not put that kind of bass line in it, but it's amazing, and I would like crank it up when the movie was over, and then I would rewind it and start again. My number 4 is Lion King. I'd like to bring a prop to the set. Oh, this is my baby Simba. This is like my stuffy as a kid. My brother cut his yarn hairs off, and I'll never forgive it. But this is my baby Simba. He's everything to me. He obviously came from the humongous stack of stuffed animals at the Disney store. His little hair. Don't make fun of him. And his little amber eyes, like Lion King was everything to me. You can tell this is like a little kid stuffy too. But this is my baby. He's been my baby forever. Lion King is very special to me. We just saw Mufasa.
So good.
Loved it. Thank you, honestly, Lynn, for doing the music to it because it's amazing. And I'm sorry you couldn't work on Moana 2. You're very busy. Wish you could have, but I'm really selfishly grateful for Mufasa, so I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And then my number 5 is Sword in the Stone. Same kind of idea with the pencil drawing. I love it, but I also love like the King Arthur story. I think Archimedes is like one of the ultimate sidekicks. He doesn't get enough credit, and Merlin is hilarious. So those are my top 5.
That's amazing.
It's a great top 5.
It's a great top 5.
Yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
It really is. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I think that's why it's important to do these, is because you can tell a lot from a person from their top 5.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting, and everyone's is so different.
And you don't have one Pixar.
Nothing Pixar.
So I've got most Pixar, like a lot of Pixar.
Okay, let's hear them.
Okay. So I marked them off because I actually have a top 12, but I won't go through that.
I mean, don't we all?
We said, hey, trim it down.
Trim it down.
Trim it down to
So
5.
I have Pinocchio, specifically the Blue Fairy. Ooh, anything that's got the Blue Fairy, I'm happy. And the alarm clock scene, the cuckoo clocks, that's like sticks in my brain. So that was big for me as a kid.
Pinocchio.
Yes, so good. Toy Story.
Iconic.
That's literally me as a human. Is Toy Story like?
She's a married spud, y'all.
Oh,
I'm a married
spud. Yeah, I love everything about it. I love the animation, the humor. I love like things being personified into real things.
Yes.
Like I love it so
Yeah.
much. Monsters Inc. Kind of similar. I am Mike Wazowski.
I
love that guy. I love him.
Yeah.
I love the world. I love what they created. So I'm very excited for Monstropolis.
Yeah.
Even though it's taking away Muppets, I'm stoked.
It's okay, they'll be rehomed.
Lilo and Stitch.
Woohoo!
I wouldn't say I'm a self-proclaimed Stitch person. Like, you know how there's Stitch people?
Yes.
I'm not a Stitch person.
Right.
But I love Lilo.
Down.
Love Lilo. And I love Jumbo and Pleakley. And I love Stitch, don't get me wrong. Like,
She's a Pleakley girl.
I'm a Pleakley girl.
Through and through!
Hey, if you're a Pleakley girl,
Drop
it
a
in the
like.
comments. Because
Yeah.
there's gotta be other ones.
And let me see that bob.
Right.
Let me see that bob.
Right. They're queer.
They said,
They are queer.
Pleakley was like, gender identity.
Yes. Yes. Sorry. I just thought I heard your belly rumble and I was like, me too.
I told you I was hungry.
Okay, so yes, Monsters Inc., Lilo and Stitch, huge. And then Princess and the Frog.
Yay.
It's the last movie I think that I've seen that really makes me feel like quintessential Disney.
Magical, like inspiring.
The animation, the music, like the feelings that are elicited from it, like everything is like quintessential Disney to me. So I think that those make up who I am as a person.
Princess and the Frog climbs up and up and up and up my list
I think
every year.
we watch it at least 3 times a year, which we don't watch a lot of movies.
And we don't watch a lot of repeats, but
Right.
like that
I
is
always
so
go back to
repeatable.
Princess and the Frog.
It's so good. It's so tight. It works. The story is it moves along great. The music pushes it perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just
I think
everything
it's
about it. The vibe is so good.
well written, and like it's so cool to take Princess and the Frog and like theme it all to New Orleans and have all these characters who are so rich, and you know they're different, and you know what makes them different, and they're so redeemable.
Yeah.
Except Dr. Facilier obviously gets his got, but
He does
like
get his god.
get his got, but like it's so well done. It puts me in like a Cars universe of like the people who made that movie love it. They love Tiana. They love her story. They love New Orleans. They made it so representative of like that community. I think it's perfect.
Cars almost made my list.
Cars is also slowly climbing.
I'm a huge Cars
Slowly
fan.
climbing.
Anyway, I can't, because otherwise I'll go through the
Right,
whole 12
right.
and it's just not
We'll
fair.
stick with those 5.
I just want to say that Princess and the Frog was left off, but it wasn't an easy decision.
Hmm.
It wasn't an easy decision because I feel the same and I watch
watch
it
it all
so
the
often,
time.
and I am Louis.
Bef-
Like I am Louis.
Louis.
Before every trip for a while there, we
That
would watch
is-
that the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It just oh god, I love it.
It gets you
Ooh.
excited.
Ooh, the opening song is so good.
Yes, in the Southland, there's a city.
You
okay,
got it.
I can't sing anymore, otherwise we'll get demonetized.
What's money?
I made $2.
Treasure Planet #1.
Woo-hoo!
I did not make my list, but that is my number one period. It does not give the respect it deserves.
True.
It is underrated.
Yes.
I love Treasure Island like as a story. I think it's so interesting.
Yeah.
And Treasure Planet was just so well done. The music in it is beautiful. The visuals are stunning.
It's really pretty.
I need to rewatch it.
It is such
It's been a while.
great after this.
Put it on.
is such a good movie, and I understand that people are like, yeah, it's just Treasure Island, but it's not. It's so beautiful, and even if it is, the point is like those relationships came from the book, and were put directly into that movie so well.
Yeah.
The relationship between Jim Hawkins and Silver is just one of my favorite like duos.
Anything. You're so smart.
It's just so good.
Yes.
I love that.
Pocahontas.
Yeah.
That one I saw in theaters. I will never forget how it was just so big. I think it was one of the first. The first one I ever saw in theaters was Little Mermaid. And I think Pocahontas was probably up there
right after.
Mm-hmm. The music is so beautiful. The animation was just different.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so interesting. I loved it. I loved little Miko. He was so cute. Just the whole thing is just so.
Look, our Miko clock.
Little Miko. I love all of the music in it. It's just
so good.
Okay.
So good.
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
What do you say? The music
Yeah.
is so good.
Speaks for itself.
Yeah.
It's so good and it's dark and it's
the
like
scariest
what
villain.
the heck?
The scariest villain.
Yeah, because he's like just exists
real guy.
in real
Yeah.
life and
Yeah.
just So Hunchback is up there too. Great Mouse Detective. I watched on repeat as a young child. I did not know that it was Sherlock. It's actually embarrassing. How long it took me to realize that it was just Sherlock Holmes
As mice.
as mice.
I love that.
But I love it so much. Ratigan is such a fun villain.
Yes.
His song, like Ratigan, it's just God, I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And Mulan, that was another one that was just on repeat. I loved it. I loved the music. I loved everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
we don't
good.
see enough of her.
Yeah.
And every time I hear like that music in a fireworks show, I'm like,
oh my
god.
That's
So
how I feel
cool.
about the Hercules trumpet. I literally am like, it like an instant tear goes right down.
That's kind of how I feel about Happily Ever After is my favorite fireworks show of all time. Period. Brings me to tears every time.
Mm-hmm.
But like you get like the Mulan in it, you get the Hunchback of it all.
The
You
Hunchback is so great.
Jungle Book, which also didn't make my list, but that was my
That's
absolute
a big one. And Rescuers
was-
Down Under. Didn't make your list.
It didn't make my
Man.
list.
Wow.
But Rescuers Down Under, not Rescuers. That one scared me. But Rescuers Down Under.
They
Yeah.
have to eat the egg, or the alligator eats the egg, isn't that?
Joanna.
This is not a Joanna egg.
It's not a Joanna.
That's a scary part.
It is, but the little boy's so cute, and the
Oh my
little mice
gosh.
are so cute,
Yes.
and they're having like pea soup
Yeah.
because they're in the chandelier.
Yes.
Oh god, I loved that
Banana
movie.
Bianca.
Yes,
I
I
love
loved
them
that
too.
movie.
Love
Okay.
them.
Those
Well,
are
I
movies.
mean, like,
That's our lore.
that's our lore.
That's like the little kids in us sitting
Yes.
at this table.
Yes.
And that's why we're here, I guess.
That's
Like,
what brought us closer and closer to this moment.
I do think it would be really cool if we explained how we were Disney adults.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we did that yet.
No,
Like how we became Disney adults.
sure.
I can start
Sure.
if you like.
I think you should start.
Okay.
She
You
started
should start.
all of
You
this.
started all of this.
I am Walt Disney.
She pulled off her mouth.
Walt? Oh no! But I am Liliana Disney.
Oh, Liliana. Never heard of Liliana.
Liliana.
The long lost daughter is Liliana. Okay. Okay, so we went to Disney when we were like young. I was 5, so you were 10. Do you remember a lot of it?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't remember
That's what
really
I
anything. I remember Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, I remember my dad on Haunted Mansion being like, "Look, Savannah, there's a ghost sitting next to you." Why would I look?
I'm scared of that.
I was like in his chest probably. So I remember that, but that's really it. Then I went in like 2015, I think, for the first time as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And as kids, we were always like watching the Travel Channel. Always saw those Disney episodes. Always searched for that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything themed, we were really into.
Yes.
At the Wisconsin Dells, we would go there all the time, and there's just like light theming everywhere, and we kind of really dug into that. Like anything heavily themed,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all in. So
A theme hates to see us coming.
Yeah, true.
Yes,
An
come on.
immersive theme. Bye.
Yes. So there was this video game we had that really wasn't a video game. It's just a big infomercial for Disney that my parents probably got in like a $2 bin somewhere.
Yeah.
But we would
Played
sit around it and be like, oh my God. And it had Epcot. It had Magic Kingdom. I don't think it had Animal Kingdom yet.
It didn't. It was
But MGM.
yeah.
And it was just like you click on each thing and it tells you what they have there.
Yeah.
And it was there were some games, but I can like hear the sounds. We actually bought it on eBay, but we don't have a computer that will run it.
Yeah, we're gonna figure that out.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have to get that going.
I can hear the Davy Crockett song
Yeah.
because they played that so
Davy.
much.
Yes. So that it's always been in here, and then when I went in 2015, I was like, oh my God. And I just
exists.
I know so much about this.
like I know everything about this
Yeah.
randomly. And
Yeah.
when I got back, I remember Googling like all these facts, like little facts about Disney World, little facts about this, like hidden Easter eggs in all the ride queues. And now I'm like, every time we go, I'm like, and here you'll find this, and here you'll find this. And I just fell in love with it, became obsessed with it. And I think I went an exact year later and I knew so much.
Yeah.
And then we took you and my brother
2017,
in
yep.
2017, and like that was like
It was so
eye-opening.
not so but so.
Yeah.
It was so immersive because I also had that video game and I had my obsession was the Epcot World Showcase. In that video game, I would always look around it because I was so obsessed with like. Was one of those girls who was like London. Oh
my God, girl, me too.
Yeah.
travel girl.
Right, that was me. And so like I would look at that and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. It's like going around the world. Oh my God.
Yes.
And so when I finally got to go to Epcot, I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Yes.
And then so I just remember and like just to take us down a little bit, I was going through a lot in 2017. You know,
What?
stuff happens. 2017. And they took me to Disney and we were like dressed up to the nines Disney bounding. And I remember seeing Happily Ever After and I remember clutching my pearls. I mean, you could see, it was like, if you had been animated, you would see the fireworks in the tears in my eyes.
I remember turning around. Dylan was standing behind me and you were behind me. And I remember turning around because I had seen it once and I was like, obviously they're going to love it. And I just remember seeing you and Dylan crying and I was like,
yeah.
What's better than this?
I don't know. Like, I'm not one to just like cry, especially fireworks. I'm usually like, 4th of July, like, yes, they're amazing. They are cool. It's not my favorite thing. I'm not going to seek them out. But Happily Ever After hit me
in the place.
in the place I needed to at the time it needed to.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
When the Hercules trumpets do the echoing and then they like hit with a couple fireworks when everything is smoldering.
Oh, yeah. It's just
good.
so
It's good. It's good.
And then we just became obsessive. Like
yeah, it just became nuts.
we would be like talking like, what if we tried this next time? And like planning it became such a thing. It was like a 6-month planning process. Like
look at all the menus, figure out what foods you want.
Yeah. Like it became a huge obsession and it still is. Since probably 2015 till now.
Yeah.
It has been a humongous obsession for me and you.
Yeah.
And then Margo came along. Hey,
So in
you'd never been as a kid.
No. I'd been once to Disneyland. I was probably 8, 9, 10, 11. No, I must have been 8. I must have been 8, 9 because it was before I went to Europe. So, I went to Disneyland. It was a total surprise. Like, I didn't know anything about it. The whole way there, everyone's, like, covering my eyes so I don't see the signs from the airport. We're driving in. I thought we were going under the premise of visiting, like, a family member who lived in Orange County, which I think they did live in Orange County, but I was just a kid, and I was like, where's Dad? Like, I was like, whatever. So, and, like, all growing up, obviously, I have, like, my Simba. We're watching VHSs. We had a VHS of the sing-along songs.
Ugh.
Ooh, and we played the crap out of that. Like, I'll never forget the scene of, like, Goofy and all the friends on Big Thunder Mountain in Disneyland coming around the mountain and singing, like, Zippity Doo Dah or something. And then, like, Chip and Dale are on the ride with him and stuff. Like, that is so burned into, like, the psyche of my little kid brain. So we finally get there, and there's, like, this very important family lore story of, like, getting out of the taxi. We're fully at the Disneyland Hotel. I don't know where we are. I'm a kid. And we look up like out of the taxi and everyone's like, where are we, Margo? And I look at the only sign that I can see and it just says lobby. So I go, the lobby? And they like burst out laughing because like it's just so literal, which you'll come to find is something that I guess I stumble into jokes on accident because I'm being so literal. And so I was like the lobby, and so they think that that's so funny. And they're like, we're at Disney, and I was like, wow, like I like you know like you just don't ever think as a kid like you're gonna really go somewhere that you've seen on TV. So I remember Main Street. That's like a pretty core memory. Just because of like all the people and the like all the stuff, it looked like my town because we do live in like a little cardboard
really
cutout town. And so like I was like, the facades feel familiar. Like this is my town. And I really remember Peter Pan, and I have this like memory of going on Peter Pan, and you're going straight at the clock. And then at the last second, the ride turns and you're, like magically into flying over London. And as a kid, I was like, I have to go on that again. Like, I just see the clock in my head as part of that ride. And so, like, that is my first trip ever. And that's really all I remember. As an adult, we went to Disney World in Florida in 2018. Yes. With, like, friends and everybody. And so we went to that, and that was very fun. And it was a lot of overwhelming because it was like,